Hello and welcome to Two Hopped Broads, 2018 edition.
2018! It's so exciting.
It is exciting. I am Dee. That's Trixie over there. Hi,
hello.
Trixie. Where in the world are these beers from? Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Thank you.
Where are they from?
Minnesota,
Okay.
bitch.
Jeez.
Swear jar.
So aggressive. Thank you. $2 in the swear jar.
So what are we starting with from Minnesota?
So we're going to start off with Summit. Summit's from St. Paul, Minnesota. This is like from 1986, before craft brewing was even cool. Summit Brewing Company started. So they were kind of one of the first for craft beer, step up from the domestics. And I mean, they're still going strong today. They're still coming out with new recipes. Maybe not as many new recipes as some of like the hot, brand new brewers and stuff like that, but they're keeping themselves relevant. This one is actually a draft only release that we're having, and we're featuring at Growlers to Go, but it's Summit Lazy Slipper Strawberry Blonde. And I mean, at first I was like, okay, sweet beer.
Mm-hmm. But it's not really horribly sweet at all. I'm having a tough time finding any strawberry in there.
I am too. I'm glad I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
I really just tried to have that sit on my tongue. I think if there is strawberry in it, it's just the seed part.
Yeah.
I think it's just the seed part. I don't think the fruit's in there. That's the kind of impression that I'm getting. And for a blonde, it's got a pretty dry backbone to it, doesn't it?
I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but it's not horribly exciting. I thought there was going to be more.
I thought it was going to be a little brighter.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be a little more on the sour end, maybe, hoping that it was.
I got nothing. I would never know there were strawberries.
They've got a few different versions of IPAs out there, too, and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm glad they're not giving up. This is just, I don't know if I really taste the strawberries in it.
And it's at 4.9. I mean, you could totally pound that whole growler and no sweat. It's not.
Oh, totally.
I mean,
It's a picnic beer.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a total picnic beer.
Exactly.
I'm going to pour just a smidgen more, because
I'm not even getting, I don't smell any strawberry, but I'd pound this at the campsite.
No, I totally wouldn't say no to this. Everything's really well balanced, but it just doesn't taste like a strawberry blonde to me.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
And I was reading about Summit. They just recently, because of all the other breweries coming into town.
In Minnesota?
In Minnesota, yeah. They had to lay off 10 people, I guess. So that sucks.
Yeah, it really does. And it just kind of shows that we're getting closer to the glass ceiling. It's...
Yeah. Where eventually there's just too many breweries and not enough people to go around to all of them. So...
Eventually it is going to be that.
Yeah.
There's only so much a human being can or should drink. Even though I test those limits on occasion.
Yeah, I'm still bourbon up whiskey from last night. So.
There we go. That sounds fun.
So I understand all about the limit pushing.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Well, the next one's a pretty old school one. I mean, this is before craft breweries. It was maybe the original craft brewery, actually. It's Greenbelt. Greenbelt Golden's from Minnesota. Who knew that? So Schell Brewing is the one that makes the Greenbelt, which is just basically an old school lager. It's pretty dry, straightforward. It's crystal clear. I mean, there's hardly any color to it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it looked like I was pouring water for
Not a craft beer by any means. And, honestly, it does just... This one, I don't want to say is a skunky lager, but it does veer off into that section for me a little bit. But whatever. I mean, it's an old school beer. Everyone's had a grain belt. Mm-hmm. Who hasn't had a grain belt?
And the Schell Brewing Company is making a resurgence. I don't know if you knew about this.
No, tell me about it.
I've ran into Schell Brewing reps.
Okay.
They were at one of our golf outings, pumping out the grain belt. If you go, Dailies in Sun Prairie, I think they carry 2 or 3 different ones from Schell.
Okay.
So it's they're trying to re-hip themselves, I guess.
Okay, rebrand themselves a little bit, huh?
So that's kind of cool.
It just goes to show that I don't think anyone is... grandfathered into the beer world. If you don't keep yourself relevant, what are you going to do? And it's just so funny when I see these older companies starting to do that.
Well, yeah, PBR made the big comeback, and everyone's talking about Schlitz again, and I feel like now that's Grain Belt's time too. So
I know, I can't believe. Yeah, people are mentioning Schlitz lately, and I'm like thinking to myself, are we drinking this again?
We've already been through this.
It doesn't make you feel good the next day. Don't do that. But
it's called the Schlitz Shits.
I put my application in to be queen, but I haven't heard back yet, so I don't think I'm getting an interview. It's okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised you start seeing people with Grain Belt shirts and Grain Belt hats and everything like that.
Oh, that'd be funny. I think a Grain Belt trucker hat would be awesome.
I'd rock that, dude.
Come on.
I'd rock that.
Who would ever, that's pretty cool. That'd be pretty funny. But I feel the same way when I see a Pabst trucker hat. I don't know.
I have a few of those.
I would imagine you would.
I also have Old Milwaukee Light trucker hat.
Ooh.
If you keep your eye on at Goodwill, you'll get legit old trucker hats. This actually, I have to say, the Grain Belt is pretty good. I
think it's awesome to soak your brats in.
I know what you're saying. This tastes better than I remember it tasting, to be honest with you.
That's awesome.
All right.
I like that you got excited with the old school beer.
I did. All right. What's next?
One of my favorites out of Minnesota, Indeed Brewing. Indeed Brewing. They opened a tap room in 2012, so they're relatively new still. Founded in 2011, so they're probably, making their own kegs, putting them in the back of their pickup truck and dropping them off at places and doing the normal just starting up brewer thing, which I honestly love hearing those stories. I think that's awesome when people start off like that. This one that we're drinking from Indeed is called the Fresh Hop Ale. 4.9% alcohol for a fresh hop. So I love that it's a lower alcohol percentage because I love fresh hop. And usually the fresh hops are a little higher in alcohol. Have you noticed that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Especially compared to the 4.9. So I really like that this one's made to be a little bit more drinkable. And, just in case people don't know what, normal hop compared to wet hop is, the wet hop is when, that nugget of the hop that's growing on the plant, it's not dried out. It's being delivered to the brewers, wet, just picked, and there's only a short season for that. And it's a little different every year because it kind of depends when they're ready to be picked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really dig the packaging on this one because on the side it says notes of fresh, and it's got a little icon, blueberry and pine, which is great because when you're picking out beers that you've never tried, it's nice to have a little bit of an indication of what's going on in there, I've
also noticed visually, I love that you pointed that out because I thought about that before I saw you today. I was like, there's only 3 words for descriptors on here. So you're going to actually catch someone's eye faster by using 3 words that trigger them versus like a romantic paragraph. Although some of the romantic paragraphs, whenever I have time to read them, some of them are pretty funny.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. But for the quick marketing people, the people that you're wanting to grab right away, this is a fantastic way to kind of market it on a can, know?
And that's got a juicier ending than I was expecting. I was expecting a little more of a dry ending on that.
Yeah, I guess it's juicy, but I don't know. The dryness in the back of my tongue is really there.
Yeah.
I love this. I actually could drink this all day. I love Indeed Brewing.
Yeah, I was looking. They got a crap ton of beers, and they even have some sours I was eyeballing here.
Indeed is the one that was the Strawberry Fields Forever.
Oh yes.
Yes, like the old-time favorite.
Oh,
so
Lord.
The next time they make that, I think I'm going to have to buy a keg just to tap at my own house. I want it all to myself.
I'm here. I'm here for you.
All right. I have support in these decisions.
Again, with testing the limits thing,
Well, I mean, it's fun to be responsible. It's fun to, have a keg of sour.
Hell too. Yeah. And it's strawberry, so it counts as a fruit. God.
Excellent point. I didn't even think about that. Explain that to my kids. They both roll their eyes at me. Whatever, Mom.
All right, what's next?
Next, we're going to be doing the Furious IPA from Schell Brewing Company. It's their flagship beer. And, I mean, first off, I didn't open a can yet. I want to get this out because I love Schell Brewing Company. They have been the motivators of Minnesota to get laws passed where like breweries can actually start up and function as a small time brewery. I mean, help me out with this one, but like I think May 2011 is what I'm reading, that like there was actually a bill, like the governor of Minnesota like passed a bill saying it's the Surly bill, and it's a law that says that breweries that produce less than 2,500 barrels each year can actually sell their beer at the brewery. So up until 2011, they weren't allowed to have tap rooms and sell their own beer.
That's insane to me. Like, how were any of them making any real money?
That's what I'm saying. And, like, there's arguments out there for the opposite because, you know, the old school guys are losing money. All these breweries are coming up. And what they're saying... You
have to deal with change. A change deals with you.
They're saying, like, we don't have tap rooms. Well, get a tap room.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't understand. Like, you guys are on tents all the time. You're the ones at major festivals taking over. Like, there is money in it for you. It's just fascinating. And I just think that being able to sell your pints of your beer in a tap room at your business where you're brewing your beer, that just makes you, like, awesome. You're getting people there just to have pints, and then they get to, like, go through tours and see your stuff. It makes sense to be able to drink 8 pints there. And I just... While you're just getting up, that's what helps you get started. That is like the bread and money to help these guys get started. And without it, it would be near damn impossible for them to go and get moving.
They broke ground in October 2013, $20 million brewery they put in.
Isn't that insane? Honestly, think about that. I heard it's 100,000 capacity.
Oh, my Lord.
100,000 capacity. Yeah. Absolutely insane. And so, like, honestly, that's a destination brewery. They made 100,000 room for 100,000 people because they want people to travel and go see them. And we will. I mean, it's making Minnesota it's like one more reason to go to Minnesota, especially for like the niche of craft beer. It's really freaking awesome. They've had a lot of like emphasis on it for Minnesota, which is cool.
And you said this is their flagship that we're trying, Furious IPA?
Yes, Furious IPA is their flagship. I love this one. It's really malty. This is a malty IPA. It's definitely strong in the hops. They're furious, they're burning, they're definitely there, but there is like a softness in the malt back, like there's just a huge malt base to this.
Caramely,
It isn't just like hops slapping you in the face. So, I mean, I love it. It's pretty cool.
This is a fantastic beer.
And it's their flagship, so one of their originals, and you know.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Surly kind of brews these, I would say, assaulting beers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. They've got a sour on Aunt Sally, which is, you would love Aunt Sally. They have bourbon stuff. They've got just... I'm not even going to waste my time going into the list of beers that they're doing. But the ones that they do, there isn't like a middle ground for a Surly. Like even their Oktoberfest, where you would think would be more of the middle road, has an impression in the Oktoberfest realm of beers. You know it's going to be more hoppier and a little more, abrasive and stuff like that, even in the Oktoberfest category. So whatever they do something, they really like make it bold.
Right in your face.
Yeah. But, I mean, I can handle that. That's great.
Although it does hit you right away with that hop taste, like you said. That finish on there is beautiful. Smooth,
absolutely.
malty.
For an IPA, it really does end malty. The lingering of that IPA really isn't there.
Right, absolutely.
Like you would expect it to be. Yeah.
Right.
But, that's what we have from Minnesota.
Perfect. All right, quick review.
Summit Lazy Sipper Strawberry Blonde. And then we went to the Schell Brewing Company that does Greenbelt.
Woo!
Alcohol. Woohoo! Indeed Brewing. And Indeed Brewing, we did the Fresh Hop Ale at 4.9% alcohol. And then we talked about Surly, and we were drinking the Furious IPA at like 6.7. So this was the most, high alcohol content one from Minnesota. But they were all awesome beers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked them all. And all these are available at Trixie's?
Yes, Trixie's and Growlers to Go in Madison.
Awesome.
Come visit if you're in town.
All right, well, you've been listening to Two Hop Bronze. Where in the world did these beers come from?
Minnesota!
That's what it is. Yes. Yes! Awesome. Thank you so much for listening. Cheers.